What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be showing you how to make the interior for the 2025 Spirit Halloween flagship. If you did not make the new version that should have been posted a couple of days ago, make sure to go over and do that one first. Oh, that's a mistake. I should hopefully have that linked or something. But yeah, here it is in all of its Spirit Halloweeniness. I don't know. Layout isn't exact to Flagship. I'll explain kind of my thought process as we go about doing some of the floor and stuff. But anyway, yeah, that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Alrighty, so the space for me for this is, well, I don't need any space. So I need your Flagship location from whenever, probably the other day. We're going to start with that little front, like, diamond-shaped room. So to start that, you want to get out the following. Polished basalt. Light gray concrete, black stained glass, pale oak doors, orange concrete, black concrete, white concrete, polished black stone slabs, and sea lanterns. We'll need some of these for the actual interior, but we're going to end up clearing inventory after this. And this will actually finish this room. So if you head inside, I would advise giving yourself night vision. For me, since I have vibrant visuals on, it won't really make a huge difference, yeah. Although I will set it to midnight, so it's a little bit better. There we go. I don't know why it works that way, but it does. Anyway, you want to take the right side here, these diagonals, and behind the orange terracotta, you're going to take the, the final diagonal here, yes. And from this light gray, you're going to go back diagonally left by 2 with orange concrete. Then by 3 with black concrete, 2 with orange concrete, and then finally with a light gray. You extend that light gray concrete forward diagonally left with 2 light gray, black glass, gap of 1, black glass, and then what should be probably 3 light gray concrete, and that'll finish the diamond shape. And I would just check your like furthest out blocks in each end and make sure if you trace them across that they kind of, you know, connect to the other corner. The whole floor within this particular diamond you want to break, and this will include under the doorway at the front here, but not this one back here that ends up being cyan terracotta, which includes under that glass. But yeah, this is one of those, how do I say it? I'm going to call it the fun floor patterns. They're not fun, but I consider them fun. Break under the glass here, but you shouldn't want to, or you do not want to break under the door since they're actually going to be a block out. You'll break under this, or like between them though, kind of in that diagonal. But did I say the thing yet? I shouldn't have. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am, for the most part, trying to get this darn thing ready to roll. So if you followed, what did I do recently with it? HN2 Museum I know had it, but it was something more recently than that, I think. I don't remember. But the checkerboard pattern... Oh, it was Secret Neighbor, that's what it was. You want to place polished basalt basically directional. Now, it's going to be a checkerboard pattern in each direction. It's going to be front to back as one diagonal, which I'll just place along the outer perimeter since they're on a diagonal angle anyway, that it'll work that way. And then on the other portions, it'll be, you know, left to right. So, basically, what I would do is I'd, you know, place one, and then off the side of it, I'd place a sideways polished basalt. Side of that, I'd place it, like, just kind of keep going off the side of the block. And when you do that, it should kind of give you the proper direction. And yeah, it's a little bit weird, but eventually if you get into that rhythm, you'll kind of understand it better. Because I've done so many checkerboard patterns like this, it really just kind of isn't really anything crazy. It's just placing a bunch of directional blocks. It's annoying, yes, but you know, it is what it is. Almost there. Nice. Should look like this. You will... From the black glass here, these two on the like back left, you're going to extend them in with pale oak doors that are kind of on the inside of those blocks that should hopefully face towards each other. So they actually, when you open them, they would open against the glass like so. Extend either black glass up by 2 and then connect them on that diagonal. We'll take the orange concrete section here, and we're going to go, if you're looking at it, left to right, and for each row, although actually it's symmetrical either way you go. Just make sure you're only on the orange or the black, or whatever other blocks we'll make within that. So you want to place the following. Again, it doesn't matter which direction you go technically. You'll go orange, white, 3 black, white, orange. Next row is just alternating orange and white, starting with an orange and ending with an orange. Like so. Next row is 3 orange, black, 3 orange. You'll then have 2 full rows of orange concrete. And then 2 full rows of light gray concrete. And that should actually connect into the, like, top section of here. That is my beautiful Jack the Reaper, art, pixel art. I know it's probably the greatest thing you guys have ever seen made in Minecraft. Filling the other wall with light gray concrete as well, this diagonal. Obviously that's a joke. I don't particularly excel in pixel art, so, you know, it's hard to make it with a flat, or especially on a diagonal angle. That's a whole other conversation, but I kind of struggle with that. Anyway, it should have this. You should have this. You want to make sure you're on the second row of light gray above the Jack the Reaper art. And on the right side, you want to take this very middle row and extend out with 3 upside down polished black stone slabs in the little corner. You'll then place 3 sea lanterns, 3 upside down polished black stone slabs, 3 sea lanterns, and then you should end with 3 more upside down polished black stone slabs. I don't have anything else in this, so the rest of the ceiling is just upside down polished black stone slabs in line with that. You may push it down if you'd like. This is the ceiling height for everything, though, so, you know, I guess do keep that one in mind, but, yeah. And you should end up with the front room done. The back area, we're going to start with a lot of forming, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot. Like, we're going to get all the walls done first, just because, yeah, the side walls, I mean. We're going to do, like, outer walls, and then we're going to do theme, and then we're going to do the rest of the walls, so, yeah. But you should have this. I'm going to clear my inventory, and you can get out the following for the back area. Cyan terracotta. Block of coal. Polished blackstone. Pale moss blocks. I suppose block of resin will be useful, but I don't particularly know. Polished blackstone slabs. Sea lanterns. And is there anything else that might be useful? Do I want to do that? Yeah, we can, so we'll go light blue concrete and white wool. Who is... Okay. So head into the back area here, and the first thing you want to do is break your entire floor and replace it with cyan terracotta. I'm going to do this with a /fill command for the most that I can. I'm going to take this corner here, and I'm going to break down, and this is the back right, and I'm going to copy this coordinate. So I'll just use Control-Alt-C since I can do that. I'll place a cyan terracotta in that block just for fun, and then I'll head to the opposite corner here. And I want to make sure I'm a block behind the walls, because if I stand like... If I stand here, you see this is 775. If I stand against the walls, it's 776.01. But that does matter for this, because if you're on this particular grass, you can do /fill tilde, which is your current coordinate. Copy the other one in and do cyan _ terracotta. Replace grass _ block, and it should fill everything and leave the polished basalt alone. You'll have this little strip of what is green concrete for me. Just ignore that, it's fine. You can make that cyan if you want. I'd actually recommend making that whatever your pavement would be, so if you have like a sidewalk here, which I'd probably make it sandstone, but yeah, use that. The next step is a little bit more interesting, I guess. Not actually, it's not more interesting. You want to layer every single wall with block of coal pretty directly too when you do this. Now, on the front wall here, this portion, you have those orange concrete squares. You literally just want to build around them. You want to fill this front wall with coal, though, but you just want to work around them. And it's just against every wall of the build directly. We do it this way particularly because there's no point in pushing in another block, because it's nice to have more space in the back. But you do want to go all the way up since your ceiling is against these smooth quartz. A rare occurrence in a build of mine, actually, for the ceiling to be at the top. But I guess for the big stores it would be, because Walmart was the refresh Walmart. But yeah, I think this side might be weird. Yeah, so this side over here is kind of weird. It's like the third or the third diagonal. So 1, 2, 3, and I'll just take this one out with block of coal. So I have a little bit of a I guess anomaly here on this front right. But yeah. Everything else is fairly normal. I'm going to slash fill this again because I don't want this video to be 2 hours long. I have to sneeze. Oh my god. At least it didn't sneak up on me too fast that time. Boink. And I guess I'll just manually do this one, whatever. So yeah, I guess it's a good point to talk. The reason I make the walls the way that I do is so, I don't want it to be perfectly accurate to Flagship because the themes are probably larger than they should be, so that just throws off a lot of things in that context if you're trying to make it perfect. I end up kind of using my knowledge from, again, working at Spirit to make a lot of that layout. And, you know, the rest is kind of just... some of it is accurate, some of it is inferencing. But I'll kind of explain some sections maybe later if I feel like it's fit or necessary. So you should have this. Here's the fun part. So if you take the, we're gonna say the back right hand corner, because why not? You want to, in the very particular corner, let me just make sure that that is actually aligned against both walls. Yeah, it is. You want a place coming forward. Is it 4? No, it's 5 opposite on polished blackstone slabs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see it's extending forward. From that one there, you'll extend left by 2. That's not what I meant to do. Oh, that rhymed. Wow. And then going left of this, you're going to do alternating 3 sea lanterns and 3 opposite on polished blackstone slabs. I need to stop doing that. And, eventually, you will end up hitting the other end, and I think it is misaligned. I think you should end with like 2 opposite on polished blackstone slabs or something. 4 actually. You'll end with 4 because you could technically have a part of a light there, but that's just dumb. So I just think 4 makes more sense. So yeah, it should give you this. Word of advice is you'll have 3 rows, basically between each light, you'll have 3 rows of opposite on polished blackstone slabs. So I'm just going to place 3 rows in front of this, and then I'm going to copy the light pattern again. So the one thing with this, if you are comfortable with doing it, I would actually structure block this roof pattern. Oh my god. I did it on the original, not original, I think it was last year's Flagship I did in the time-lapse. I'm not going to go over it insanely because it's not a great method for sure, because essentially once you get too far forward, you're not going to be able to do it because of that light gray wall being in your way, and you might just end up chopping through walls and stuff, so it's really not ideal, but I'm going to because, saving time is definitely something I would like to do, so I'm going to, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make the Y offset 1 so the structure block doesn't load in, and then I can make this one, which one's 4? Is it Z or X? It is Z, and then this one should be not quite 64, I don't think. No, 64 actually is fine. And I'll just name it G, and then essentially I can go here, I can go load G, and I'm going to actually pop this in my inventory. And I'm going to just grab it, and I should essentially... Oh, I have to break it into the smooth quartz. Haha, that's fun. Yeah, huh, I don't... Well, I guess I do know why that happened, but that's annoying. But see, this right here is why you don't necessarily want to slash fill. Because, you'll just end up causing yourself... Ah, splendid. Just causing yourself more issues. There we go. And so I'm just going to keep watching as I'm doing this and see if anything appears. I think it should be, not this one, but like maybe 2 more. So this one should be good. Okay, no, I got a couple more, never mind. And then I'll have to go around to the outside. I think that's where I end, yeah, right? I'm going to do that one actually, and then the front I'll just manually fill. But yeah, and what I'm going to have to do is... Actually, I don't even need this, because I'll have to go back up, and I'll have to fix all those little holes I just made, which should be filled with structure blocks for some reason. I don't know why they actually stay here, because of the fact that I did the offset, the structure block would have disappeared from the file itself, so it shouldn't have been there, but I don't know what the deal with that was, so we're just going to move on. And yeah, you see here this one of getting cut off. If you have lights that get cut off, I would honestly recommend removing them entirely, because I don't feel like half a light makes sense. There's fine. Okay, this is so awkward to look at, I'm not gonna lie. Vibrant visuals is an odd specimen, especially with something like this. 1, 2, 3. This is the last row. This is the last row of lights. Cool. You should end with 2 rows of upside down slabs in front of this part, and then 0 on the other part, since that is so much further back. I think I ended up doing it all the way when I did originally with the structure blocking, which was so jank. I had to like fix the entire lights on that, so that was fun. And I think I went through the wall, or it went through the cold wall. I don't think I went through the actual wall. And I'm again trying to save time, so I'll just /fill this. Polished blackstone. Oh, there is slab. I passed it, of course. And then it should be vertical F equals top. Nice. So that should give you this. It's a little bit awkward to look at the lights. I might turn off vibrant visuals here because it's definitely, I think, a worse viewing experience. How about take off night vision, actually? I want to try that first. I don't think it's better. But yeah, I'll turn it off for this just because I don't particularly like that change in brightness. That is definitely much better to see now, so we can carry on with the walls or whatever. So if you take basically the front entrance here, you want to take the, I guess, for this back row of light gray concrete, and you're going to be directly right of it, and going right, you're going to place 14 polished blackstone. Just like so. You'll then extend backwards by 5. Go back with 10 light blue concrete. Then back with 22 polished blackstone. And then you're going to leave a gap of 3. And on the 4th block back, which would be this one, you're going to extend left with 52 polished blackstone. Just like so. You'll then leave a gap of 3 again. And on the 4th block, you'll go forward with 6 polished blackstone. Leave another gap of 3. Then go forward with 35. Then leave another gap of 3, and on the 4th one forward, you'll extend right with 35 pale moss blocks this time. And you should connect into the light gray concrete at the front with that 35th one, and you can see where I connect, just that light gray row in front of the doors. Cool, that means everything has been done correctly. You're going to extend each block you placed up an additional 4 rows, and these are your outer walls. So yeah, the only thing that we would be missing out of these is the mausoleum wall, which leads into the changing rooms, which we'll do that in a little bit. Oopsies, that's the wrong block. We're not worried about that just yet, but the other ones, the other 3 block gaps are just like the employee-only openings. So, yeah, little curtains, which would lead into the behind the walls where they would have probably more stored than what you can fit here. I'll tell you that much for free. It's where the spirits of Halloween are hidden. Get it? Because the store name is Spirit. Okay, whatever. Yeah. If you want, like, if you have space, or if you're doing the, I know some people make the whole strip mall around it, you can absolutely bring, or like, bring this out further on the sides and have, you know, the other locations near them, but kind of just shrink, maybe not even necessarily the edges of them, but I'm sure there's some dead space between that you would end up having for, you know, back rooms and whatever, and just turn them into the spirit back rooms. Or the actual back rooms. Why not, honestly? Backrooms arc is strong today. Not in general, just today, but, you know, I guess in general. Anywho, you should end up with this. We'll focus on those openings in a little bit here. I don't actually think we want to... Do I want to do this before the theme? Yeah, we might, yeah. So the only other thing I think is important is you want to get rid of your sea lanterns and get out cyan wool. And so this light blue concrete wall we want to focus on. You want to take the middle 4 blocks of it and extend the light blue concretes up with cyan wool. It should be... Is there a middle? No, yeah, there's a middle 4. I thought I was wrong for a second there, but yeah, we're good. Like so. The center 2 from there, you'll extend up with more cyan wool. And you can kind of just place white wool blocks in the wall, either in rows of 2 going across or 1. And these are intended to be clouds. They're not particularly the greatest clouds you've ever seen, but it is hard to make good clouds on a space like this. So you could also use payload signs, that might work. Just leave, if you're doing signs, leave the middle 4 rows open when you do that, because we will have an animatronic here. It is Squid Game prop. Over every other block, you'll end up placing block of resin, including where the openings are in the walls. That isn't particularly difficult to discover where they go, though. Obviously, you want to make sure you leave the cyan wool open. You're just going to kind of connect into it on either side. But, yeah, like these gaps here are just going to keep going straight over, and you'll end up hitting another wall eventually anyway. This is like that spirit paper that wraps around. I thought the resin was like a perfect texture for it, so, yeah. I don't know what you guys think of that one. Cool. The only other thing we can do immediately is on the back left, you have these 2 openings. The one that is not directly in the corner, pretty much, you're going to extend the polished blackstone across in the... We'll say top 2 rows, yeah. So make it a 3x3. Technically, you only need the top row, but I mean, it's just... We might as well do both. So yeah, we'll focus on the rest of that once we do the theme. I just wanted to get the walls marked so we could kind of have a space, you know, a logical space to work with. Let's do the theme, and we're going to go piece by piece and do the animatronics as we do set pieces. You want to get out the following to start with the archway. Stone slabs. Stone stairs. Andesite walls. Stone bricks. Stone brick slabs. Polished blackstone slabs. Warp signs, bamboo stairs, and we're going to go with a gray banner. Sure. So I want to start from the entrance here, and what part do I think is the best to work with? I'm going to take this front row light gray against the pale moss, and this particular cyan terracotta just kind of behind it. And from that, you want to count back by 8. And left by 1, and going left, you'll place 3 stone slabs. Gap of 2, 3 stone slabs. This has a 2-block center just because I found that to be the best. The outer stone slab on either row you'll extend back with a stone stair facing forward, and then you'll bring those in with 2 more slabs like so. On top of the stone stair on either side, I'm going to place 3 andesite walls extending up. And then I'll extend the andesite walls along with the stair each back with 2 more andesite walls. That's not the actual walls of the archway, that's like another layer. It's weird. I don't know what I'm looking at. You want to place directly inside of the back 2 rows of andesite walls, rows of stone bricks that are the same length or height, whatever. It's a 2x4. Like the wooden plank, but not actually. The top row of stone bricks you'll extend in a row and then connect together from there with 2 rows of upside down stone brick slabs. Off this front row of slabs, you'll place a couple of warp signs. Side note, I might be missing a couple details with this theme. There was literally, I think, 2 videos out on the themes when I made this. It would have been Nate Guy, or whatever his name is, who was the one I used, and then Spirit's official one. So, like, if you end up seeing, like, maybe later, like, oh, you missed a detail there, then you can just add it in. I do realize I'm sure something missed. Like, I think on the back of this side, there's the painting of the poster again that shows all the animatronics, but I just completely forgot about it until, like, right now. So, going back on the left side here, this inner row of slabs on the left, you're going to go back with a bamboo stair facing right, 2 stone slabs, and then extend left by 1. On the opposite side, you'll do the same thing, just no bamboo stair, it's all stone slabs. So back 3 and right by 1. Although where the bamboo stair is, on the opposite side, you want to take the stone brick at eye level and place a gray banner off of it. Nope, there's one more thing we have to do. We're actually going to make a piece of the next theme, only because we have the materials and I don't think we'll need them again. So on the, like, left side of this archway, you want to take the row of stone bricks at the top and extend back with an upside down stone brick slab here. You'll leave a gap of 2 going back, and on this particular cyan terracotta, you'll extend up with 4 stone bricks, and then forward from that top one with an upside down stone brick slab. I'm going to get rid of the gray banners and get out bamboo buttons and place them off of the top 2 stone bricks on the right side like so. Then on top of all the stone brick blocks or slabs in the NSA walls, you'll place polished black stone slabs. Like so. Don't square them off just yet because, well, actually you should square them off now because you just want to take the front slabs over the NSA walls and connect them together there. Boom, that is the front arch done. Nice, solid. Only thing is we obviously need the animatronics, so let's clear inventory and get those situated. So for, actually let's get out the following. Armor stand. Blackstone stairs. Blackstone walls. Skeleton skulls, and you're gonna want every piece of netherite armor but a helmet. So you want a netherite chestplate, pants, or leggings, I guess, and boots. Out of the 2 places, they're both going to be this center stone slab just in front of the actual stone brick archway itself. On the right, you're placing an armor stand with your netherite armor and a skeleton skull. If you're, like, in survival or something doing this, use dyed leather armor and dye it black. I just used netherite because the less I had to dye, the better. But, we do end up dyeing some armor black later. I think there's 2 animatronics that use it. On the other side, this stone slab, the left side, you're going to place a black stone stair facing right. It will connect to the stone stair that actually looks better, I think. Above that, you'll place a black stone wall, and then on top of that, a skeleton skull facing kind of diagonally towards the front, like so. That is Jack the Reaper. I forget who's on the right. Oh my goodness, I forget who it is. I'll get some of them, but I won't get all of them. Like, I do know some of their names, but that is one that is just slipped under the radar. Anyway, you can get out the following now for the next set. Stone slabs. Quartz pillars. Dark oak trap doors. Did I? Okay, no, I didn't. I thought I just forgot something crucial. Prismarine brick stairs, but I did remember. Prismarine bricks. Prismarine brick slabs. Polished deep slate stairs. Dark oak slabs, which we're going to use for planks, and then polished deep slate blocks. So, where we have this stone brick pillar here, just behind the front arch, you want to head to the right of it and place a stone slab. Extend back by 1. Right with 2 dark oak trap doors, and then another stone slab. Behind this main row of 4, you'll place a row of sideways quartz pillar that is a row of 4. And it should face left to right. Oh yeah, there's some jank in this part. Not yet though. It's for one of the animatronics. You'll bring the stone slab on the right forward by 1, and from this point everything will actually be symmetrical that we do with this, so, yeah. You want to take the quartz pillars, and you're going to place prismarine brick stairs facing inward on either side, so on the right they'll face left, and on the left they'll face right. On top of those, you'll do the same with upside down prismarine brick stairs instead. You'll probably need some placeholders for this, so just, you know, place to your holding heart's content. That was so grammar, yup. These stone slabs, obviously you can't all fully on the left, but you'll just extend them out a row where you can. And then you'll go back by 3 from there. I'll get rid of my dark oak trapdoors and get out yellow carpet, and going back still, I'll place 2 yellow carpet, 2 stone slabs, 2 yellow carpet, then 5 stone slabs. I will connect the back 2 rows of stone slabs together, and this should actually lay out our train size, as you can kind of see. I'm going to bring either end of quartz pillar just back with sideways quartz pillar facing front to back until I connect to the stone slabs. A lot of these aren't necessarily needed, but we just might as well place them all now. We'll break the ones we need as we fill in these sides here, though. Going from on the bottom row of quartz pillars here, front to back on both sides, you'll place a prismarine brick slab, whoopsies, prismarine brick block, gap of 2 in which you will also be breaking the quartz pillar, a prismarine brick stair facing back, stair facing forward, gap of 2 where you'll be breaking the quartz pillar, prismarine brick, a slab, and then a stair facing back. And you'll also end up wanting the quartz pillars below those as quartz stairs facing back. I think we can get rid of our yellow carpet. I don't believe we'll need that again, so I'll place the quartz stairs facing back just right now. Copy that row one more time loosely. You will have each like stair or slab is, you'll have an upside down variant of it instead of the right side up version. Except for the far back stair here, you're keeping it as right side up. I'll explain that in a minute, but it's not important. Well, you'll see actually in a little bit. I won't explain it immediately. So you should have this. I will also connect over the doorways here with upside down prismarine brick slabs. On top of the outer prismarine bricks, I'll place polished deep-slate stairs that should face out. Just rows on these sides that face outward, and then on the front they'll face forward. For now, I'm going to fill in the ceiling with polished deep-slate blocks. Only exception is the far back row is upside-down stairs facing backward. This part of the train is like ripped out, so that's why we have this kind of look for it. Over the 2 doorways, you want to take the front more, basically I guess the outer half of either doorway, and you'll replace the polished deep-slate block with a dark oak plank on both sides. These dark oak planks should be 4 blocks apart from each other, going like front to back on the train. Extend those planks up with slabs, and then connect those slabs together with more planks, just like over the center here. Is that everything we can do with the actual train part itself? I do believe so, as long as you have everything symmetrical, yeah. So, you can clear your inventory and get out the following. We're going to worry about the inside of the train later. Dark oak signs, because I just dislike that part. Not meant to build, more so. And we're going to go dark oak signs and mangrove buttons, and I actually think that's all. Yeah, sure. So at the front here, off of the center 2 polished deep-slate stairs, you want to place dark oak signs. This stone brick pillar here on the left, off of the left of it, you'll place a mangrove button at eye level. That's one of the activations. It's for this guy here. But yeah, I do have the step pads in. We'll place all those once we're done the theming, though. Which, I think this is the last piece with actual the animatronics, other than the Squid Game prop. So, let's start doing those animatronics, though, shall we? Get out the following. Armor stands. We're going to get all the armor stands, I think, placed, along with some weird things with one. Bamboo stairs. Mangrove trapdoor. Skeleton skull. Pale oak fence gates. I'm trying to think of all the weird things. Polished black stone slab. Dragon head, I hate this one so much, you'll see why. And a piston and something to activate it. I'll just go a lever. This part is very odd, but you'll have to trust the process once we get there. So at the front of the train here, you want to take on the left this like cornerstone slab and place an armor stand facing kind of diagonally like so. That would be Valak. On the other side, we'll make this guy now. Just to the right of these trapdoors, I'll place a bamboo stair facing backwards into the train. On top of it, a mangrove trapdoor open, and if I crouch and place a skeleton skull off that trapdoor, that'll be bullseye. On the right half here in front of this, or just like to the right of this window directly, you're going to place an armor stand facing into the window. On the center here, you can pick either block. I pick the front on this side and the back on the other side, where I'm going to place an armor stand facing out on that slab. Off of this window here, you want to take the slab above the window, this upside down slab, and you want to place a pale oak fence gate opened against it. If you cannot buy a block, you should be able to place an armor stand off this stair, which will fall nicely into place. On the back here, you want to... If you actually just leave a 2-block gap going back from the previous armor stand, you'll place a polished blackstone slab here. You'll then count left by 2 and place an armor stand. Now, you're gonna have to hear me out for this one, because I know it's odd, but you want to, off of the stair here behind the armor stand, you want to place a placeholder block just off the side of it, like so. If you make sure you're highlighting that slab, you can place a dragon head, and it'll almost come out of the chest of the armor stand. This will be, what's his face, the owl guy. I'll explain a little bit more later as to why I'm doing it like this, but you'll leave a gap of 1 going over from him and place another armor stand here, which I forget who that one is, actually. Oh, no, never mind, I know who that is. We have the scarecrow guy here, so we're just going to ignore him. Off of this window, I'll take the back slab of the 2, and I'll place an armor stand facing into it. Here's the weird one. If you take the... You're going to place an armor stand in front of the window here. So in order to make sure that this lines up properly, you want to, just to the right of it, I'm going to place like a placeholder block here. And on top of it, I'm going to place a skeleton skull facing directly out. I'll also give this armor stand a skeleton skull. And if I place off this prismarine block a piston facing into the armor stand, I'm going to have to do it like this, yeah. And then if I place a lever and quickly flick it on and then back off, like this, it'll slightly push the armor stand. I'm going to do it again. Oh, no, never mind. I guess it'll just push it as far as it needs. And the 2 skulls should actually be clipping into each other a little bit. Like so. You can try to play with it a little bit more. I just found that to be the best way to do it. But, yeah. Ooh, I'm realizing how many names I'm forgetting. Good lord. So, I'll just tell you which ones have skeleton skulls since we have them. I don't think any inside do. No, they're all piglin heads in there, actually. But... You want to place on this front one here on the left a skeleton skull. On the right side out of these 3, the back 2 have skeleton skulls. And I think this guy is a skeleton skull. The back one. Yeah, this back one here. The one where we don't have the dragon head inside of his body. So yeah. We can now go around in order and give a lot of these guys clothes, because they are looking a little rough. So we're going to get out a cauldron and water, and I'm actually going to place like 4 or 5 cauldrons and just like a line here, and I'm going to fill them all with water, just preemptively to have them all here, since we'll need the dye a couple times. We also need, I think, 1 armor trim in total, but you want to start by getting out a set of leather armor that excludes the helmet. I don't think there's a single helmet used here, and I'm actually going to get out a second set of leather armor. And you're going to need 2 dyes. You're going to need red dye and black dye. And I'm just going to dye 2 different cauldrons. I'll just dye 1 red and 1 black. We're not mixing colors here. We're just, 1 color each. And I'll dye 1 set of the leather armor with black and 1 with the red. Valak here on the front of the train, you'll give leather or the black armor. And then on the right side, this first one, you will give the red armor. Also, the back one on the right, you'll give the black armor to, and I don't think anybody else has it. Correct. Yeah, there's green armor. Ew. So yeah, we can get rid of all that for now. Starting from here, I'm going to get out a player head, which is Steve. A sniffer egg, only if you have random tick speed off. I don't have an alternative for you, but I guess a full block would work, or even a chest. You also want a full set of iron armor, again, helmet excluded, since we'll never need one. And then I'll go full set of netherite, again, excluding helmet. I'm going to say that every time. And we'll get out... We'll stop there, I think, actually, yeah. So on the right side, we should be able to get all 3 of these situated. You'll place a player head on the first one. On this guy, you want to give him iron armor, and if you are in Bedrock, you can crouch and click on him a couple times until he's in this pose where he's got the two hands out. I clicked twice for it. And yeah, if I place a sniffer egg on the ground in front of him and place another one on top, it'll look like he's holding it. And that's Monkey Business, who has the, you know, box. It's Monkey Business. It's, you are Backbend Bonnie. That's your name. And then this one is Fire Demon, who's already done. Behind him would be the Jumping Spider. If you take this one with the dragon head sticking out, which I think is Night Owl, you'll basically click on him a couple times until both of his hands are up in the air and out. And it's not that one. I think it's 2 more times. Yeah, because they'll go in and then they'll go out like that. And then you'll give him the netherite armor. Nice. For the next set, you can clear your inventory and get out a bamboo slab, a leather tunic, and are they called shoes? They're all called boots. Okay. Every like leather piece is called something different except for the boots. Interesting. You also want a diamond leggings. That's not grammar. Which you're also going to need to get out a smithing table. Where are the smithing tables? There. An emerald, and the trim is the sentry armor trim. And then we'll end up getting out the dark oak stairs and dark oak planks. And this is where the piglin heads take over. So you want to smack your smithing table on the floor. Put in the first slot your sentry armor trim, the second your diamond leggings, and the third your emerald. And if you then take it out in the fourth slot, you can just put the 2 leather armors and the leggings on this guy. I'll place a bamboo slab in front of him, and if I crouch and click on him, I think it's twice again. Yes, it's that pose again. It'll look like he's holding the ball, and that is Trick or Treat Pete. This is really testing my knowledge here. I'm going to get rid of the smithing table and the diamond leggings, and I'm going to get out leather pants. I love how it does that. Ignore that. If you have this glitch on Bedrock where you see like the armor trim is there, it's not actually there. It's baiting you. And you also want an iron chest plate and iron leggings. So we'll skip over you for now, the blank armor stand, and come to you. And you're going to have the iron leggings and chest plate and also leather boots. For this one, you want pink dye. And if that is not pink dye. If you head over to a cauldron and just smack some pink dye, and try to pick one of the non-colored ones. If you do pick a colored one, just spam pink until it stops changing. You'll just dye all the leather armor pink, and then you'll give Twisted Grandma a set of pink armor. I forget who you are, by the way. I don't remember his name, but or their name, I guess. You can get rid of the pink dye and get out a piglin head, and you want to take the stone slab directly off the window here. And well, actually, first off, I'm gonna give a piglin head to Twisted Grandma here with the pink clothes. But I want to take this stone slab here, and I'm gonna replace it with a dark oak plank. On top of it, a dark oak stair facing forward with a piglin head on top of it, angled slightly to the side because I felt like it. Behind the original dark oak plank, I'll have a dark oak stair facing into it. This is the new, I guess it's the retracted, like Mr. Dark pose. Except this isn't Mr. Dark, but you get the general gist at least. It's basically Mr. Dark. That should be all the props on the outside of the train done. There's a couple things I want to do though first. I don't think there's step pads inside, are there? Oh no, you have a step pad, don't you? Yeah, you do have a step pad. So get out bamboo hanging signs, and I'm gonna place one down, and I'm gonna just control block pick it, and it should give me one with data. And I'll also get out a placeholder because so on both the left and the right, where you have the yellow carpets here, the rows of stone slabs between them, this row of 2, you want to basically place a placeholder off one side of it, and then place a couple of bamboo hanging signs coming off it, which will give you this border. I'm in addition going to do the same off the rows to the sides of the yellow carpet, and I'll go 3 out on both sides, which kind of gives you this essentially. It's like 3, 2, 3, or if you're, it's 3 gap of 2, 2 gap of 2, 3. And yeah, that's the pattern you want on both sides of the train, the long sides of the train. And this will also go directly under the sniffer egg, if that's particularly important to you. I just figured I'd mention it. Do I need the cauldrons? I do need the cauldron still. Yeah, because there's one guy inside. So we can now do the inside of the train. Train? I guess there are chains in the train, so I wasn't wrong. Get out the following. Blackstone. Pale oak trapdoors. Armor stand, just to place it. Warp stairs. Polished andesite stairs. Mangrove button. Piglin head. And we'll get out green dye so we can preemptively dye a cauldron. So, heading inside the train, at the front and back, you want to break the final 2x2 of the floor inside and replace it with blackstone. Like so. At the front of the train, you'll place a couple of upside-down polished andesite stairs. Place a mangrove button on the right one, which is a little telephone. I think that actually plays audio. It's pretty cool from what I understand, but I don't know. I still haven't gotten to see it actually for real in person. You want to take the left stair and extend it towards you with an upside-down stair facing right. Turning around and heading backward on the right side here, you'll place a couple of warp stairs off the side here with a piglin head on the back one that faces left. That would be sitting scarecrow. He's just ahead. He's devolved. The train is kind of packed because of the walls, and obviously I didn't want to make it wider than this, so it just kind of bear with it, but not ideal, but oh well. At the back here, on top of this back row of blackstone, you'll place payload trapdoors open up against the, well, back. In front of them on the left, you'll place an armor stand, and I'm going to crouch and click on it twice to give you this pose. Again, this would be the sewer rat guy, whatever his name is. I'll smack a piglin head on his, well, head, and then I can go over to the cauldrons and dye one green. I'll clear my inventory, and I can give him a full set of leather armor that excludes the head again, obviously, because he already has a head. Nice. And then I'll break the cauldron since we don't need them again. Since the only 2 props left are both built with blocks. The roof of the train is very annoying, but you're going to have to just trust the process here. Get out the following. Iron trap doors. Chains. Lanterns. Polished blackstone pressure plates. Sea lanterns. Payload signs, and nether brick wall. So I'm going to place a polished blackstone pressure plate here just in front of this guy. I don't think... No, okay, it doesn't change their pose or anything, you just tap on it, so... But what you want to do on the ceiling here is, at the very back row of blocks, you're going to place iron trap doors. It should be directly above the little guy. In front of that, the next row, you'll place a lantern on the left and a chain on the right. Next row, you'll replace the polished deep set with sea lanterns. Next row, you'll place payload signs off either side. Next row will be iron trap doors. Next row will be a nether brick wall only on the left, and then a payload sign on the right. Next row will be iron trap doors. Next row will be a chain on the left and a payload sign on the right. Next row will be iron trap doors, and then the front you'll have a lantern over where the mangrove button is, and a chain on the other one. The chains are the live wires. They're actually in the theme again this year, which is cool. Were they in the theme? I feel like they were in the theme one year. 2019, maybe? I swear they were used at some point. Maybe I'm wrong, who knows. Anyway, you want to on the outside here, just like, you know, the first block that you can, directly outside, you're going to place polished blackstone pressure plates off each prop, basically. Except for this guy, the 2-headed guy, I forget his name, because he is activated from this button here. There's nothing inside the train. I don't know what you're activated by. I'm guessing you're a button or something, but I could be wrong. And yeah, just try to keep them positioned correctly. I don't think the jumping spider had a step pad. No, I don't have one for it. It might have one, like, here or something, but I just didn't see it. So I'll throw it in there just for fun. But yeah. Try to line up with where you think that would make the most sense, which I'm going to say like that. And yeah, that is the main theme itself done. We still have a little bit more, though, and yeah, wow, we're already almost an hour into this. That's crazy. Thankfully, though, after we're done at the theme, there's really not a ton. It's just a bunch of blank walls. So get out the following materials now. Stone. Stone stairs. Polished blackstone slabs. Polished blackstone blocks. Andesite walls, light gray carpet, dark oak signs, mangrove signs, and dark oak trapdoors. From the back of the train, I'm going to take the outermost slab on either side and leave a gap of 2 extending back and place a stone block. I'll extend it up by 1 and then up with a stone stair facing out. I'll then place a polished blackstone slab on top and connect them together with polished blackstone blocks. On the front of these blocks here, I'll place a mangrove sign on the leftmost one and dark oak signs on the other 3. Above the center 2 polished blackstone, I'll place dark oak trapdoors like so. On the inside, I'm going to place an andesite wall on either side inside the bottom stone with a light gray carpet on top. Outside of the stone, I'll place a couple of andesite walls on either side. This archway maybe should be a little bit thicker, but because of the just proportions of it in general, I couldn't get it to like work right. So this is kind of the best I could do. But yeah. Let's rip off the band-aid, not really, but let's do the Squid Game prop. It's the only Squid Game thing you're ever gonna see from me, so cherish it, I guess. Get out the following materials for the prop itself: blackstone stairs, and actually probably the step pad and stuff, but that's not important. Diorite walls, acacia planks, acacia stairs, bamboo stairs, sandstone walls, birch stairs, blackstone, never mind, we already have blackstone stairs, I lied, dark oak trapdoors, and birch slabs. So on the center of this particular light blue wall on the right side, you want to place blackstone stairs on the bottom here facing towards you. Extend either one up with a diorite wall and then up with 2 acacia planks. On top of that, I'll place a set of acacia stairs facing into each other. And then outside of those, I'll place bamboo stairs facing away. Extend either bamboo stair down with 2 sandstone walls. On top of the acacia stairs, I'll place opposite on birch stairs facing toward me, with dark oak trapdoors opened against the sides. And then on top of that, place a set of blackstone stairs facing away from each other. Not gonna lie, I saw the video of this prop. This thing looks cool, actually. Not a Squid Game fan, but I think this prop is cool. Not worth the, like, $700 that it is, but it's cool. Around the blackstone stairs at the bottom here, you'll place birch slabs like so. I'll then extend the right side here. I'll extend out with a birch pressure plate and you just get rid of whatever for it. Doesn't particularly matter. There are 2 more ISE piece related things in this store, which are both from last year actually anyway. Just that my designs for them are entirely different since one was in the wall and which no longer is, and the other one I don't know, I just changed because I didn't have the rims behind it. You want to start by getting out the following though. Polished blackstone blocks, polished blackstone walls, that's where my throat starts to die, polished blackstone slabs, lime carpet, lantern, soul lantern, green concrete, black concrete, and we'll go with oak slabs. So behind the main theme itself and behind this particular archway, I'm going to leave a gap of 5, and I'll count to the 6 block back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to place an opposite on polished blackstone slab there in line with either, like, stone pillar. So they're 4 blocks away like so. I'll then extend the slab on either side out by 1 and then out with a polished blackstone block. I'll also connect the opposite on slabs together, and then I'll extend the blocks on either side up by 4. Place opposite on slabs connecting these top blocks together, and I'll bring the block rows on these sides back by 3, but nothing else for now. Cool. I'll extend the slabs at the top back with 2 rows of upside down slabs, and then I'll actually fill in the full back of this with polished blackstone walls. Directing our attention back to the front, so we're looking at a kind of husk right now. You want to bring these upside down slabs back with a row of polished blackstone walls that get extended up. I'll then place a lime carpet on top, and inside of this, in either top corner, turn these back slabs into blocks. On the right side, we have a soul lantern, and on the left, we have a regular lantern. This is the, like, Fire and Ice kaleidoscope lights. I love these lights so much. I have a couple of these. They are probably some of my favorite spirit items, I'm not gonna lie. Other than the animatronics. I think they're amazing. Not a promo or anything, I just, like, I felt like I should mention them because they're awesome. At the left side here now, we're done with that. You can head to this 3x3 gap. Fill in the bottom row with green concrete and the top two with black concrete. There are changing rooms behind this, at least they're supposed to be. That's how it was last year. I don't know about this year particularly, because maybe they removed them again or something. But they're here for this build. I'm going to take the polished blackstone either side of it and extend it out by 4 rows. I'll then connect together and extend front to back another 4 on both ends. And then I'll connect back into the wall, which should give me 3 3x3 rooms. That's a lot of 3s. Extend each polished blackstone up by 4, so it's the same height as the other polished blackstone. There's no resin on this because why would you put the paper around this? It doesn't really feel like necessary. Especially because I don't think they're open the whole year. I could be wrong, I don't know. Again, I'm just spewing information that I recall, but maybe it's wrong, maybe it's right, maybe... I don't know. Take the side rooms now, and place a row of upside-down oak slabs at the far sides of them. When I say the far sides, I mean the furthest away from each other, which is going to be, you know, these two. I'll then break doorways so you can enter either one, and in these doorways, I want to place orange banners. I'll just get rid of the oak slabs and pop an orange banner in there either side. You kind of would like some privacy. I think there's 2. Again, I could be wrong. It might just be 1. But I thought that the 2 kind of made sense. Who knows? I'm going to clear my inventory, and I want to hold 2 materials. I want andesite walls, and I want andesite stairs. Off of these sides of this on the outside, I'll place andesite walls with a row of upside-down stairs on top of the... or off the polished blackstone above, I guess. One more thing before we do the rest of the, like, interior walls. I know, it's been forever, I promise. We're almost there. You want to get out chains. Structure voids or string is an option, but it has to be where you can walk through it, along with black banners. If you do not know how to get out structure voids, it is /give at structure_void, like that. And I'll take this opportunity to get rid of this, because it's being annoying. There we go. In each of the 3x5 openings, you want to place a row of chains at the top. Whoopsies, going across. Place 3 rows of structure voids below it, and off each structure void along with the chains, you want to place black banners, just kind of like this on the outside. It just kind of... you can't actually highlight the edge of the structure voids when you're not holding them. I wish you could, like, do one of these. Like, why don't we have this as a feature in this game? This would be probably the most useful thing as a builder you could think of. But, you know, it is what it is. Just kind of, like, find where they are. It's not that hard to find them. Since you kind of know that they're, you know, in that space, that you just can click around and maybe eventually you'll get it. But, yeah. You can remove any of these if you'd like, if you think that they're in an annoying spot or whatever. I think keeping them in the corners makes a lot of sense. And obviously the one behind Cash Rep is... don't remove that one. Like, this one over here next to the pale moss wall, don't remove that one. But these 2 you can, you know, move and do whatever with. I just thought it made sense to have 1 in each corner, pretty much. Except for this one, because this wall's dumb. But, yeah. You can get rid of all that, and we can get to the finish line, I think, pretty much. So get out the following. Again. Polished blackstone. Polished blackstone slabs. Polished blackstone walls. Stone brick stairs. Block of resin. Where? Oh, yeah, it's in construction, even though it's not even construction related at all. And I think that's a painting that we're going to need. But that should be everything then. Yeah. Cool. So, we're going to start with cash rep. I don't have a particular number for this, so I'm going to kind of roughly give what I think. You're going to take the second polished black stone behind the opening here. And we're actually going to start by just extending it to the right by 6. I'll then go back with 3 polished black stone walls, a block, 3 walls, block, 3 walls, block. Out of these 3 singular blocks, I'll take the middle one and I will extend it to the right with 11 walls, a block. I'll then leave a gap of 3 and I'll place another block. And you can see you're kind of close to the theme. You end up being 4 blocks away from the edge of it, actually, yeah. I'll extend in either direction, which is forward and backward from this, with 3 walls and a block again. If you take this block here, you want to do 2 things with it, actually. You want to extend it left with 11 walls, along with from the block itself, you're going to leave a gap of 3 extending forward and place a block here, which will extend both all the way forward and all the way left. You actually might want an opening here on the right, just because, you know, you kind of want to be able to access cash rep from not having to go through the back and all the way around. Imagine having to do that as a cashier. That'd be unfortunate. You want to take out of this right row of blocks, take the back one out of the 3 singular guys and extend it left with... Is it 11 walls? It should be. Yeah, 11 walls and a block. There probably should be a block at the end of this row as well, actually. I'm not sure why there isn't one. I just have the walls going a block further, actually. I don't know why. But that is how it is, so... Yeah, it's 12, not 11. I don't know where I got 11 from. I'm going to take the line where we actually started this little area here, which is... I forget what it's called. Impulse, there we go. You want to take this block and extend right by 1 and place a stone brick stair. Leave a gap of 3 going right. Stair, gap of 3, stair, gap of 3, stair. Okay. From the back left of this section, this particular polished blackstone block here, you want to count back by 5 from. And left by 1, and you're going to place a polished blackstone block. Extend it back with 11 walls. And then another block. Then extend right with 13 walls, a block, and then you'll extend that block both forward and backward by 1. You extend this whole thing up an additional 4 times. And this would be probably right here, outdoor decorations and stuff. Because this is where jumping spiders are. And they're usually, I think, with outdoor decor. Could be wrong, but... Well, I guess they're with animatronics, which are with outdoor decor. For some reason. It's kind of misleading, but... at least for most, not, I guess, all of them. And then you want to place block of resin on top. These really tall walls will have the resin on top. You can make them themed, like this could be green, for example, for outdoor. But I didn't, I just kept with the orange. Off this right side here of the 3, you want to place a painting. You're going to actually take the middle polished blackstone and place a painting off of it. I like the other one better. This one. And that'll be your jumping spider little graphic. Leave a gap of 2 extending forward from this polished blackstone, and you'll place 2 blocks extending up here. The walls are either going to be 3, 6, or 9. It's 1 panel, 2 panels, or 3 panels. So you're going to extend left with 9 walls. And then another block. And it'll be 2 rows tall. I'll take the left side of it and leave a gap of 3 extending forward and place 2 blocks extending up. And then I'll do the same again. Extend right from each block with 3 walls and a block again. And from either of these front 2 block rows, I'm going to leave a gap of 3 and I'll place a slab, block, slab. Whoopsies. The blocks will be brought up by 1 as well. And these are little, like, fixture thingies that have... I know last year one of them was, like... I think it was Poppy Playtime on one side. I don't remember. I feel like Poppy Playtime was on one of them. Anyway, carrying on from this side, you want to take this still, like, large wall here, this kind of L shape. And you want to go behind it and leave a gap of 2 and place 2 polished blackstone walls extending up. Gap of 3, 2 walls extending up again. The top wall I'll extend in each direction by 1, and this will be like hanging props and stuff. I will go left of this, and from the, like, overhanging wall, I'll leave a gap of 3 and place 2 blocks extending up. And then left from both, it should be 9 walls and another row of blocks. If you want to shorten these walls a little bit so the photo op here has more room, you absolutely can. Like maybe make them 6 instead of 9. Some of them on the other side I think are 6, but I guess we'll find out in a second here. So let's actually mark all of the walls, shall we, on the other side, since most of them are fairly the same size. If you take the right side of the light display here, you want to take out of the middle 2 blacks, down the back more 1, and leave a gap of 5 extending over. Place a block, and I'll extend it up by 1. Leave a gap of 3 moving forward, I'll place 2 blocks extending up again. Gap of 3 again, and I'll place 5 blocks. Wow, I'm missing the resin on this one, that's cool. Gap of 3, 2 blocks, gap of 3, 2 blocks, gap of 3, 5 blocks. And yeah, that'll give you 2 more of the large walls, which, you know. Last year was, I know Scream was one of them. Each of these blocks, excuse me, you'll extend right with 9 walls. And then another block. And yeah. We have a little bit more at the front to do, but yeah, this is kind of roughly like the pattern. I mean, it's not exactly always going to be 2 small ones and then a large one, but that's just what I thought made sense. You can, of course, change it however you think looks more better, but that's just kind of what my memory was telling me. I mean, it's been a year, so, you know. But I mean, I guess, again, after, as I think I said in the exterior, after walking the store so many times, you definitely understand it more. I'm going to place the blocks of resin on top of these tall walls now, just because I know if I don't, I'm going to forget. So, yeah, it's better to get it out of the way. In front of the front wall here, I'm going to take the left side, and I'll take this black stone, and I'll extend, or count forward by 4 and place a slab. Extend it left with a block, and then a slab, and I'll extend the block up by 1. Leave a gap of 2 extending right from this, and I'll place 2 blocks moving up. Right of each block, 3 walls, and then another block. I will leave a gap of 3 moving forward, and I will copy the exact same thing. I'll then, from the front right-hand corner in this blackstone, I will count back diagonally left by 3, and I'll place 2 blackstone extending up here. Left of each one, you'll place 9 walls, and then another set of blocks. And yeah, I guess I didn't have a single 6 wall. That's interesting. You could technically make this wall between the 3 and the 9 a 6, this 3, but I think it was actually in the store tour would have been this length, so I kept that one the same. The ones that I actually noticed. I don't think there's anything else. So for actual stock, I generally don't, because I'm not dealing with all that, to be entirely honest with you here. But, yeah, if you want to, like, add stuff, you can. I think last year was tripwire hooks for the walls, but I could be wrong. I don't recall. You can absolutely place those off the sides of the end caps here or something. But, yeah, I didn't really do much as far as stock. I thought about adding, like, a jumping spider box here, but I just didn't want to add, like, one thing, you know? But, yeah, you can add animatronic boxes around and stuff. Also, adding, like, a spirit sign or a Spirit of Children sign here. Again, I was going to, but I was trying to keep this tutorial under 3 hours long, so I didn't go crazy with some of those details. But, yeah, once you've done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is the Spirit Halloween 2025 flagship interior complete. And that is quite nice, in my opinion. Let me know your guys' thoughts on it, and if you like the kind of new style, and if I should keep this for next year. But I'll probably forget by then anyway, so, you know, I guess choose your words wisely. Anyway, with that being said, though, thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.